Hey, it's Jeremy. You know you should be saving for emergencies, and you know you should be saving for retirement, but there's a handful of things you probably are forgetting to save for. We're going to talk about those today. Have you ever wondered where 90 days same as cash and 0% for 18 months and other things like that have come from? Well, I can't exactly prove it, but I'm pretty sure it's because people were not saving and prepared for the things we're going to talk about today. So let's jump right into it. There's three first things that I want to talk about because these are the most common for folks, and they are the most common that people go to the 0% for 18 months type of thing. The first is appliances. It could be a refrigerator, a washing machine, a dryer, things like that. I grew up in the generation where my family had Kenmore, things that lasted 20, 25 years, and you just relied on them. But even if it's not lasting 20, 25 years, it's lasting 15 years or so, it's very easy to forget about these things, and then one day all of a sudden, boom, the washer or the dryer breaks or the fridge breaks, and you need it. You need it like right now, and you have no money saved for it, and you need to run out to the big box store and replace it if it wasn't repairable. And you find yourself on a credit card at the big box store for 0% for 18 months. And if you don't pay that off in that time, you're going to pay all the back interest as well, by the way. So appliances is the first thing. The second thing this happens with, and sometimes even for longer than 18 months, so it can even be more subversive, is furniture. If you are moving and you need to get different furniture for somewhere, or that piece of furniture finally has worn out, it's very easy to just go to the store, put it on credit, and not be prepared and have nothing saved for furniture. So that's the second category. And then thirdly is the next computer. Whether you're getting a Chromebook or all the way up to a top-of-the-line Apple computer, you've got to be prepared to buy that. Otherwise, it's going to be one more thing that you're financing and you're going to be stuck in payments for the rest of your life. If you want to break free of that payment cycle, you need to save for these things that last a long time and you forget about them. So you are prepared. You need to be prepared, even if it's just a little bit every month you're setting aside, and we're going to talk more another time about how you can save for those things. And then the last two are pretty big ones. I want to focus on these specifically. The first one of those is your next car. Whether that is next year or several years from now, you need to be prepared to buy that vehicle. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck in car payments for the rest of your life. And this is where a lot of the poverty mindset I hear comes from. You're always going to have a car payment. You're always going to be in debt. No. It does not have to be that way. You can break free of the car payment cycle. I just bought myself a paid for cash car last year in 2016. Probably watching this in 2018 now, but yeah. And so it's possible, and I have all the tips you can use to do that, and I can walk you through the process. If you'd like to know more, just reach out to me. In fact, if you saved the average American car payment into a good growth stock mutual fund, not even for as long as most people are stuck in that car payment, you can build that investment up to where over time it's going to buy you paid for quality used cars, not super cheap, not super expensive, good quality used cars every 5 years for cash. And you get free cars for life. We'll talk about that in another video soon. And then the last thing is the stuff that you really just don't even think about, and because they're so big, is house down payment. You got to be prepared for that. Now, most people go from one house to another and roll their equity, if they've got it, into the down payment of the next house. But especially if you're going towards a bigger house, you need to save the difference. And especially if it's your first house and you're a new homeowner, then you need to be setting aside the money to have that down payment. And that, combined with other criteria I talked in a previous video I've done before, so make sure you check that out, then you'll be able to be in position to be a true homeowner instead of the home owning you. And you've got to be prepared for that long-term expense, that long-term savings goal. So if you'd like to get more help on how you can save for these things and know how much those need to be and what your pace is and how you're going to find the money to do that, then set a free consultation with me. I'd love to chat with you. Just reach out to me and we'll get something together. Now, I encourage you to download my free ebook, which is going to give you great tips you can use today, and also keep you notified of what's going on and new things that are developing and new tips that you can use so you don't miss a single one. This has been Jeremy with Strength in Numbers, helping you keep your wallet heavy and your heart light.